person. Round 2, bracket pools here. You know, interesting format. Try to cut down things a little bit more before we get into the top 32 bracket, which starts tomorrow. So first match here, I recognize the player on the left. That is Popo, the Sheik player from Montreal, I believe. Oh, and this is N0z1ck, of course. So I guess Popo is actually, as far as I know, N0z1ck is a consistent Sheik player, so I'm a little confused as to who's who, but there you go. He is the Marth.
So are you saying that the tags are swapped right now, or they're
No, they're right now. They're right now.
Perfect,
yeah, no.
perfect. So
I was getting confused. I confused myself for a second.
Got it. Give me a second and tell me about the style that we can expect really from Popo.
Okay, so from Popo, I watched him a little bit earlier today. Plays pretty standard Marth. You know, he's I've seen him play some other characters as well, so I'm not even sure if this is his like main matchup. I can tell you a good amount about N0z1ck though. So N0z1ck is pretty notorious Sheik in our scene for using a lot of like he has like a really good matchup versus other Sheiks, and obviously with the Kirby Kaze influence, we have a lot of Sheiks in our region, and he is a chain grab monster. Like he is he makes Sheik look like ice climbers. Like he just never lets you go. So I can expect to see him, if Popo elects to hold in, we can expect to see some regrab attempts from N0z1ck coming out. But so far, you know, it's kind of going the way if you have an equal level Sheik and Marth. This is the way I'd usually expect it to see. Like, it's more even than people think, but usually Sheik kind of edges it out a little bit. So, you know, Popo getting some good platform combos here. Doing the right thing. The positioning you usually want as Marth, or really versus Sheik in most matchups, is to keep her above you, because her options coming down are so weak. Like, she doesn't have Falco's Stare, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, one thing that she definitely does have, especially on this stage, is the Waveland Fair.
Yes.
Which is so strong and just so insanely quick. So Popo already, though, I feel like he's very mindful. Even where he's standing on the platforms, it's like right in the middle, so he can't get hit by that willy-nilly.
I think stage control and stage positioning is so key in this matchup, because both characters are, Sheik less so, but both characters were relatively like high commitment when they go for a move. So it's really important that you're mindful of like what you throw out and you're not just spamming, you know? You don't have a lot of quick moves for either character. Sheik always just like a little bit faster, but Marth has a lot better range. So I feel like that's where it really evens out in the matchup. And I think a lot of Marths really make this matchup out to be a lot harder than it is, you know? It seems like a lot of Marths think that this is a almost unwinnable matchup. And I don't believe that's the case. It's a lot more even than some people think.
As long as you can get your spacing on point, as long as you can utilize the phenomenal movement that Marth grants you, you're going to be able to hold your own in this matchup. And that's really what we're seeing from Popo. N0z1ck in a really good position to take the stock, but the decision there to dare was just so smart.
Yeah, that's a really good idea to rise on with a move like that. And a lot of the time, if the Sheik is not really respecting your space and being in that kind of medium range, like not too far away but not too close to where you can like shield the move, you're going to get clipped a lot of the time by Marth coming back onto stage. Okay, good read there.
Popo in a prime position to seal this out, but doesn't get the spacing correctly.
He needed to do a walk.
Yeah.
A little bit of a walk.
Maybe a few pixels towards the right, that would have been a monstrous tipper.
Yeah, that would have been the sound we all love to hear. It's like, it's almost the Melee's version of like a swoosh, you know, in basketball. Like, oh, it's just so good.
So good. And this is, so fortunate actually for Popo there. I was about to comment on how things might be a bit grim for him. At that high of a percent, you lose access to a lot of the combo tools that Marth is really known for.
Yeah, so Coffee Black gave this to me yesterday. He calls it the Marthritis.
Yeah, Marthritis.
That's a struggle, man. No, I'd never heard that before, man. I gotta get touched up on my memes, man. I'm not about it. Oh, I like this, and we didn't see him using the down tilt too much in the last matchup, and coming out in this one, I think he remembers, oh wait, this is a really good move in this matchup.
Oh,
just starts poking.
It's fantastic. I mean, the interruptible frames are just so quick.
Yeah.
Connect out of that down tilt to like pretty much whatever you want to right afterwards.
Yeah. The Sheik is a character that really likes to stay grounded too, right? So you're really going to be punishing that easily. Lower air roam mobility and whatnot.
And beyond that, because Sheik's like to stay grounded, now that N0z1ck is seeing these down tilts, he's probably going to be more airborne, but that goes back to what you were saying before on how this is exactly where Popo wants him. So expect a really big punish if Popo can bait N0z1ck into going onto the platform. Right,
especially once he gets up there, you know, this stage is really good still for up tilts from the platform, which isn't necessarily ideal, but then up air also covers a huge portion of the platform, if not all of it, depending on how you space it. And so far, it's looking pretty even for both players, but obviously Popo with that slight game advantage, he's got a little bit of momentum. N0z1ck though, he's looking pretty intense there on the camera. Looking like he's got some concentration going on.
I thought, honestly, when I saw him yesterday, I thought he was EGLX, the Hearthstone player.
Oh, true. That's always interesting. I love just like walking around at events like this and seeing all these players like that you wouldn't see at other events because you're like, yo, that's a League of Legends pro right there. There's like Dota commentators. I couldn't believe it. On Friday, we were just sitting there. Bernard and Raynex and Riddlebox were playing, and I turn around. I'm like, oh my god, Walshy's watching you guys play right now, man. Like, oh, it's just nuts.
Walshy the GOAT.
The GOAT. He's like an OG esports god. Like, he was doing it when I was like 10, just like sitting there being like, oh, what's this MLG thing, man? Like,
and he was one of the first folks to be sponsored by by Red Bull.
Yeah.
That was a gamer. It was insane.
Yeah, really like booting that department up, and it's been so successful for them now too, or at least, you know, they haven't shut it down, so it seems like it's working. Just picking up Leffen recently too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
and Snake Eyes as well.
Yeah, Snake Eyes. He's had some crazy runs.
Speaking of crazy runs, Popo has managed to bring this back, and beyond that, actually take the lead. He has N0z1ck now in the corner.
And that's a roll-up. Yeah. That's really unfortunate. N0z1ck just put himself in that position. He lowers his head in frustration. That's rough because he's having such a close game here too. And when you're down a game, that really can burn your momentum.
Down smash coming out from N0z1ck. And now he's, again, switching up the positioning, actually in a really solid spot, but he gave up so much control for that potential edge guard.
Right.
In the end, though, still able to cash that stock out. Yep. And we're down to last stocks for N0z1ck. This is do or die mode. I think this might be his tournament life, possibly. Yeah, it's possible. I'm not sure if there's single elimination bracket pools or not. There's probably double elimination. I'm just not sure if this is on the winner side or the loser. That's true. Well, I feel like we haven't been playing it very long, so it's like, it would be nice if we knew that. But it's more than likely this is a winner's match. Although, I don't know. You never really know. But either way, N0z1ck still stays alive. Love the edge guarding sequence that we saw at the end there. Very definitive end to that round. And he took only 12% there in the last stock, so clearly showing some dominance in neutral over Popo at the end there. So now we're going to be seeing the counter pick advantage coming from Popo, and he's actually opting for FD here. Yep. That's a really interesting pick. What do you think is going on through his mind when he's choosing FD? So I feel like if you're trying to play like a more simplistic game and you want to really be conscious of your spacing, this is a good choice for Marth. And he also gets the ability to, you know, using different kind of hitboxes at the fair to carry his Sheik across the stage. However, as we're seeing now, the combo potential for Sheik on this stage is huge, so it's really a gamble, I think, to go with something like that. But it does kind of give Sheik less approach options, because as you were talking about before, the Waveland fair, not really as available anymore. So it's going to really come down to how Popo is able to capitalize with Marth's kind of superior neutral. And so far, it's looking a little bit shaky for him on his own counter pick, but as we've seen, these guys have gone back and forth a couple times this set, so it really doesn't take too much. You know, maybe he got a lot more off of those platforms than he was thinking. Right. Now that those are gone, it's open season for N0z1ck, taking that first stock and only 19% on him. Yeah, and usually with Marth at like, you know, like mid to like low high tier, the platforms are like a really important aspect of how you're gonna follow up on stuff. Whereas FD really becomes that power stage a little bit kind of once you're more proficient in being like really 100% on those follow-ups. So Popo, great mash out. This could be a little bit of a tough stage choice because the trades are usually not going to work in Marth's favor. Popo getting back onto the ledge, but still struggling with this initial stock. I'm trying to figure out what exactly he needs to do to bring this game back. Yeah, definitely. It's definitely going to be hard, and I think a lot of the time, what he was trying to do there is like the classic Sheik edge guard, is where you force them onto stage and then punish them once they up B there. But a little bit late on the roll allowed Popo to just go straight to the edge, which if you time it properly, you can cover that. But he wasn't quite ready for it, so he's down a pretty significant amount too, and Popo in a pretty bad spot here if he can't take this stock soon. N0z1ck content to wait too. You saw some of those Shino stalls come out, but Popo, it's the outside. Still not enough. A bit of a surprise, actually, that didn't KO. I was really thinking it would, too. Ooh, really nice ledge movement by Popo. That was so sneaky. Slick. And this is a much better position for him, I think. He's able to unlock some of that combo ability that we talked about. Yep. At the lower percentages, Sheik is a very comboable character for Marth. Making it back onto the stage as well. N0z1ck actually unable to cash the stock out. This should be it, though, I feel. Definitely.
That would be, it's really on N0z1ck to miss at that point, but he gives him the ledge for free. A little bit interesting. Good recovery choice by Popo to save his double jump, but then clipped with the back air on the way up.
I'm seeing his decision making now. I was wondering why he didn't just run off with something like a nair or a bear, but he wanted the guaranteed stage control there versus the potential KO.
Yeah, which is, you know, if you're not feeling 100% confident, it can be a little bit daunting to go straight to the edge when you're in this tight of a scenario. Like, this is, even if this is still winners, it's do or die, right? You don't want to get dropped into losers this early.
Because, and think about maybe the mix-ups, right? If Popo had decided to slam a dare instead, he could have easily made the trade and made this a dead even game, but instead, it's N0z1ck hanging on to the stock and tacking on that extra percentage.
Yeah, and now he is kind of in that, as you said, Marthritis percentage range where an up throw is going to send him too high, forward throw if he DIs away is going to send him too far away. Really just not a lot of options, whereas for Sheik, like, down throw never really gets to that point. That's really one of the big advantages.
He's going to need a clean read, really, I think, to close this out. And the way N0z1ck is playing is airtight. There really isn't that many real flaws. He's playing so safe, and Popo,
that's so unfortunate.
He's going to see himself out.
That's rough. Good comeback by N0z1ck after dropping game 1. Good on him to keep it together there and clutch it out.